Okie dokie. Well, let's get started, you guys. I'm so pumped to be here. How are you guys feeling after last week's call? I know that. Did anyone get to catch the recording?
I actually didn't share it, so
Oh, okay. So no one caught it.
yeah.
Well, geez, Mackenzie. Well, let me talk to you and Sierra just for a second, since you guys are the ones that I chatted with last week. Just real quick, if you guys could share with me, what has been your biggest takeaway, I guess, from last week's call, or what was your biggest takeaway?
I would say for me, just really like the checking yourself at multiple moments of the day and reminding yourself of how you want to feel when you reach your goal and kind of putting yourself back into alignment. So I set the alarms on my phone to remind me daily of what to embody as a leader rather than, just the actions to take. So that's been really, really helpful for me.
Awesome. How about you, Sierra?
The same as Mac, but also I never really I set goals, but nothing like super big and scary. So after doing it this week, I noticed a huge difference with my business, working a lot more during nap time. I pretty much do all the nap time working on it, and I'm working on a new project. So it definitely, I don't know, made me put things into perspective, I guess would be.
Good for you. And then the second question is, how did you step out of your comfort zone in this last week? Both of you.
I think for me it would just be to have really just very straightforward conversations. I was always kind of struggled to dance around what needed to be said and, kind of put my insecurities on my people and just really trying to have their best interests at heart no matter what that means.
Mm-hmm.
What that means for me as far as what I need to grow through to be there for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me, I shared a transformation picture today, and that is something that I absolutely hate doing.
Good for you. So that really put you out of your comfort zone, and
yeah.
Good. Well, that sounds awesome. I hope to make as much as impact today. I want to say how cool it is to see 6 people on this call. So congratulations to you guys for being here. I can tell you that one of the hardest parts about this business is showing up. And you guys are here. So give yourselves a round of applause, because that is truly fantastic. And I promise you this. If you continue to show up every single day in your business, you continue to stay a student, whether you're on day 1 or day 901, then you're always going to be moving forward and overcoming the things that will come in this business that try to halt you and try to set you back. So being here is huge. Showing up every day, putting your face on the screen right now is incredible. On last week's call, I made a comment about me as a brand new coach, and I can't believe it, but it'll be 4 years in February that I've been doing this. But when I was brand new starting this, I had this screen up for forever, right? I didn't want anybody to see my face, and then when I finally got brave enough to show my face, it was one of these numbers. I just showed my eyeballs, and then slowly but surely I got more confident, and now here I am speaking. And what's cool about that is that when everything that I talk about tonight and everything that I talk about ever and anybody is, I don't want you to look at it as wow, look at her. I want you to look at it as, this is me in my future. You know what I mean? This is what I'm going to be doing. And believe it or not, if you stick with this business, if you keep showing up and showing your face and doing the hard stuff and striving to be better in every area of your life every day, everything like this, all this public speaking and all this stuff, it comes naturally. And you're going to be like, how am I supposed to have any value to give anybody? And trust me, I was saying that 4 years ago. I would never be on this screen talking. I would never make this much money. I would never have this team. I would never. Clearly, the I would nevers didn't get me far. It's when I readjusted my thinking and became a student and really invested myself in growth that now I can talk to anybody. So this business has given me an incredible platform to just grow my self-confidence. And something that I really hope that if it gives you anything, that it does that for you. It really helps you see your true potential. So I wasn't supposed to say all that. I'm on a strict schedule because I got 4 back-to-back calls. But I do want to talk to you guys today about another law of leadership. In today's title, we're going to talk about the law of navigation. For those of you who this is your first call, I set the tone last week kind of saying that This isn't a call where I'm going to talk about Success Club and how to get to Emerald. By the way, congratulations, Kevin!
Thank you.
I'm not going to talk about all of those new coach things because you guys have an incredible mentor who's going to teach you and guide you in this business. But I'm really here to bring a different perspective as far as leadership and mentorship that can help you think outside of the box and really, as Sierra was saying, put things in perspective so that you can see what really needs to be done to achieve your goal. So today, guys, we're going to talk real quick. Just want to give you a quick tip about the law of navigation. And there's a quote here that it says, "A leader is one who sees more than others see, sees farther than others see, and sees before others do." And I loved that quote. I'm going to say it one more time. A leader is one who sees more than others see. They see farther than others see, and they see, in general, they see before others do. So in order to be a successful leader, you must learn the importance of the law of navigation and be willing to navigate the course for your people. And when we talk about the law of navigation tonight, especially as a new coach, it's easy to automatically, like I just said a few minutes ago, look at Mackenzie and expect her to be the one navigating everything for you. But in these calls, these tonight, next week, and the following week when we wrap up, I really want you to be in the driver's seat. No matter how new you are, no matter what achievements you've achieved in the business, this is your opportunity to put yourself in the driver's seat and be the one navigating your team, even if that team isn't a reality in the moment. That team could be a reality next week, next month, 3 months from now, depending on your work ethic and drive to create. So in order to be a successful leader, you must learn the importance of the law of navigation and be willing to navigate the course for your people. So I read this observation by James Archery, I think is his name, but he was telling this story about these jet pilots, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it was where, have you guys seen like how jets fly and they're like all aligned with each other, and there's like 4 planes and they're like right next to each other, and the one plane crashed and then all the other planes crashed, and you kind of like, there was an observation about that as why. Well, if you understand how jet pilots work, is that they're always in an alignment. So how that works is that there's one jet pilot, there's one pilot of the 4 that is leading the path, which means that if he goes up, the other guys are going up. If he goes down, the other guys are going down. If he goes left, they're going left. And if he goes right, they're following him every single path, and they're staying right on his wing. That's how it looks so cool in the air during those air shows. So when that one pilot went off course, the other guys went off course because, he was essentially leading the path. So whatever moves that he made, they made along with him. And that's true whether he soars through the clouds or he smashes into a mountaintop. So before good leaders take their people on a journey, they go through a process in order to give them the best chance of success. Okay, so and to give you guys the best chance of success, to be the best leader, to be the one navigating the plane, there's some things or some bullet points that I want to talk about tonight. And the first one being, navigators draw on past experiences. Okay? Navigators draw on past experiences. So what do I mean by that? Every past success and failure that you've personally experienced can be a valuable source of information and wisdom, if you allow it to be. Say that one more time. Every success and failure from your past can be a valuable source of information and wisdom if you allow it to be. Success, we all know. What does that teach us? It teaches us that we're capable, and it gives us that confidence that we did the right thing. Success, however, failure often teaches greater lessons. And a lot of people will be like, how is failure going to teach a greater lesson? But it's because they reveal wrong assumptions, character flaws, errors in judgment, and poor working methods. And ironically, many people hate their failures so much that they quickly cover them up instead of analyzing them and learning from them. So if you guys have read the book, or if you've heard of a guy named John Maxwell, he wrote a book called Failing Forward. And he says, if you fail to learn from your mistakes, you're going to fail again and again and again. So in this little section of navigators draw on past experiences, I hope that you're looking at your successes and you're giving yourself that pat on the back, that win, that I'm proud of myself. But if you really want to grow through that moment and grow, I want you to really reflect on your failures. because that's where true leaders are born, because that is where, the thinking of reflection, and that's why there's power in reflective thinking. And I just want to give you guys a few tips on that. If you can really adapt reflective thinking into your daily behavior or weekly behavior, something that I have become accustomed to is like, okay, did I win the day today? What could I have done more? And then I look at myself at the end of the week and I'm like, did I do this? Did I achieve this? Well, what went wrong here? Well, what am I going to learn from it? So that's reflective thinking, right? And it always can course correct you back on track and get you back towards the big picture, which would be that vision board. What am I actually working for? What's my number one? So there's so much power, guys, in reflective thinking. It gives you true perspective. It gives you emotional integrity to your thought life. It increases your confidence in decision making. It clarifies the big picture, right? That vision board that we all did. And it takes a good experience and makes it a valuable experience, which if you want anything in fulfillment, in the fulfillment category in your life, then you're looking for things that bring value. You don't just want a good experience. You want a valuable experience. I learned from that. I'm growing from that. I'm moving forward. I'm going to give that to somebody else and help them learn. So, that's number one, is navigators draw on past experiences. Number two, guys, would be navigators listen to what others have to say. And no matter how much you learn from your past, I know that a lot of people come into this and they have crazy pasts. And, I could tell you, gosh, I have so many stories about the way that I was raised and grew up and the trials that we faced. And that's really what shaped me. But it's never going to tell me all that I need to know for the present. Okay? It is never going to tell me all I need to know for the present. So no matter how good of a leader you are, you yourself will never have all the answers. And I just want to free you for a minute because sometimes we put pressure on ourselves to know everything, and it's not your job to know everything and to feel like I have to be perfect, or I'm not going to be a diamond coach or a 2-star diamond coach or a 5-star diamond coach until I know everything. And that's just not the truth. The truth is that navigators listen to what others say. And I want to let you guys know that I have a mentor. I have somebody that personally mentors me, that I invested in, that I am getting mentor growth from. If you guys know Elizabeth Hartke, who's the upline above me, she has a mentor. She's $1 million making coach in this business, and she has a mentor. If you guys are familiar with the guy named Tony Robbins, the biggest personal development guru in history, he has a mentor, because that's the thing is like, navigators learn and listen to what others have to say. We don't have all the answers, and we're willing to get information from other sources to add to our own toolboxes to continue to help us thrive. So we get ideas from many sources. We listen to members of leadership teams. We talk to people in organizations to find out, what other opportunities there are. You can learn from people below you, okay? So never get into the mindset of authority, in a sense, because this isn't a management business. This is an inspirational business where, I'm simply mentoring you guys, not because I'm better than you, not because, I have more in certain areas of my life, but simply because I've mastered certain things in this business and I want to share that with you. But I'm sure there's so many areas of your lives that you guys could bring immense value to me. And I respect that so much. Like Mackenzie, she's my best friend, and business aside, we're 3 years apart, and that's a huge gap. We're completely different areas of our life. If you would think about that in like high school terms, I'd be going into my senior year. Mac would be going into her freshman year, right? Like I learn a lot from her class because like that social media game in her class versus my class is so much more up to level. So watching Mackenzie's Insta stories and watching her social media and just even her past experiences and what people at different age levels, have come through and learned through. And she is even experiencing in life, like what it's like to have a 7-year-old around, and I'm a new mom. So like you can learn stuff from people all the time. So it's always, don't ever allow yourself to get in that mind frame or that mentality that, whatever rank you are, that doesn't mean shit. Okay. always be a student, stay humble through this process, and, you know, give a lending hand and always be willing to help your people, because that's going to pay you back tenfold. And then last but not least, guys, my favorite is navigators make sure that their conclusions represent both faith and fact. Being able to navigate for others requires a leader to possess a positive attitude. You've got to have faith that you can take your people all the way. If you can't confidently make the trip in your mind, you're never going to get there in real life. That is so powerful. The power of your mind is what is going to make or break you in your business. And you have to truly have faith and find that belief in yourself, that you believe that you are capable of leading your people. And how do we lead people? First, who do we lead first? We lead ourselves. And then who do we lead? We lead that first challenger, right? And then who do we lead? We lead that first coach. And then before you know it, you're leading your first team. So I don't want you guys to overcomplicate this process of having a team and having coaches, because I think sometimes people get really intimidated by that. All it's about is mastering your own process. Because if you can master your own process, you can duplicate that out across the seas. There's only one way, right? How have you shown up every day? How have you gotten that transformation? How have you found the dedication to get on team calls every week? How have you been able to help that one person? How did you hit Success Club? How did you hit Emerald? You do those things first, and boom, you become a teacher. The minute you achieve something, you're able to teach it. So become your best self, do the thing, achieve the thing for yourself, and you're going to create a beautiful duplication throughout your organization. But to be a navigator, you have to represent both faith and fact. You have to be able to see facts realistically. You can't minimize obstacles or rationalize your challenges and still lead effectively. If you don't go in with your eyes wide open, you're going to go in blindsided. And I want to make sure that I make that really, really clear, guys, is you have to be able to see facts realistically. And if I can be hard on Mackenzie for a minute, just because I know that she wouldn't mind and she's a great person of reflection, but I think last year she had huge goals for her business. But I don't know, based off of her reflection in December, if she was looking at the facts that it took to achieve the success that she wanted realistically. So you got to believe it, and she had the belief, but what she was missing was the realistic facts and expectations in herself that it took to achieve that goal. And I think that, you know, she said in our team page recently, you know, just the mindset shift that it's taken, and that it's not enough to want things, right? You have to actually align yourself, your work ethic, your business daily to-dos with intention, and lead with intention in everything that you do. So if you're somebody that want to hit Success Club in the month of January, then in my mind, I'm saying I have to help at least one person a week, right? So I can hit Success Club before the end of the month. That broken down is so doable and is so duplicatable. But sometimes when we see Success Club as a whole, we say, I want that, but we don't know what to do on a daily basis to make that goal a reality. You guys following me on this? Okay. Yeah. So realistic leaders are objective enough to minimize illusions. We cannot get in our heads about wanting being enough, because it's not. And that's where we go back to the second bullet point of power of reflective thinking. And that's why you have to look at every day and say, all right, this is what I want to achieve by the end of the month. What was my work ethic today? Did I do the things, were the things that I know I needed to do to move the needle in my business, did those things get accomplished? If they didn't, am I going to beat myself up? Nope, because guess what? It was one day. And because I have the power of reflection under my belt, I can course correct and get on track tomorrow. But if you only use the power of reflection once a month or once a quarter, what's that going to do, right? You're going to be so far off track. Your goals, they're not going to align. You're going to be like, you're going to have to reset your goals. You're going to have to downsize your goals. But if you reflect every single day, it's always going to keep you intentional on what the actual goal is. Lastly, guys, is just this quote. that I wanted to read again. It says, you must retain faith that you will prevail in the end, and you must also confront the most brutal facts of your current reality. Balancing optimism and realism, intuition and planning, faith and fact can be very difficult, but it's what it takes to be effective as a navigating leader. And I love that because I think about like balance, and I think about, okay, what's my reality? And I'm like, okay, I need to definitely balance optimism and realism. Those are huge, right? I'm super optimistic about what I want, about where I can take this, but I have to be real. What's my present right now? What's going on right now? Where am I right now? Who is actually working the business with me right now? Not the people that say they want to work it. Who's showing up? Whose face do I see on calls every week? Who wants my mentorship? Who wants to stand beside me? Who's coming to events? Who's stepping out of their comfort zone and really just doing the damn thing with me, right? Balancing optimism and realism. Intuition and planning. So this is really big too, because I think a lot of times, how can I say this? Intuition and planning. So just long story short is intention, period. Plan for your success. That's the only way it's going to happen. Everything that I've wanted in my life that I didn't achieve is because I hoped for it and I didn't work for it. There's no shortcuts. And anything worth having in life, isn't everything that you've done in your life that's been incredibly difficult, hasn't that been the most rewarding? Right? It's the thing that I'm like, holy shit, I did that. Like, okay, so a college degree. Did you guys graduate? Did you guys go to school? Did anybody go to school and graduate and get a degree? Boom. It's like, if you think about what it took to get that, would you want to just sign up right away? If somebody told me about all the all-nighters and all the long shifts bartending and how many tests I would fail and how many times I'd have to repeat chemistry and all of the hard work that I would have to put in over 4 years just to walk across stage for a piece of paper, I'd be a little bit intimidated, and I'm not sure that it'd feel worth it in that moment. That's kind of like this business. You guys are going to get a lot of information. There's going to be a lot of things that you got to learn and you got to sacrifice and you got to work towards. And some days, and most times, you're going to feel like it's not really worth it. But I promise you, in 4 years, you're not only going to get the Beachbody diploma because you've just went 4 years, but you're going to have a really nice paycheck. You're going to impact a lot of lives, including your own. So make sure that you're planning for your success. And then faith and fact, right? Faith and fact. It's kind of the same between balancing realism and optimism. You have to have faith. You have to believe in the not yet seen. And the reason that you can have faith in that is because you have a success line above you that has done it. And that's what it did for me. If I didn't see the people above me that I could see in arm's reach doing the things that I only dreamed about, I'm not sure that I would have had as much faith, but I did. And it was my vision and my goal to achieve that thing so that everybody that I brought into my organization could be an arm's reach away from me and say, why not me? No matter what you want from this business, you are capable of achieving it. It takes work, guys. This is not for the weak, but it's for the people that are willing to go after it because they know that there's so much more to life. So I hope this was helpful. We have about 3 minutes if you guys have any questions or comments.
It was so great. Will you share that quote that you just said at the end there, in our PS somewhere tonight, so I can
Yes.
hang it up? It was really awesome.
Yes.
You guys utilize Natalie being with us if you have any questions for her, or I might have.
Yeah, I really encourage questions because that's always something that scared me too. I would never speak up. So
ask anything. Nothing's. Kaylin, do you have a question?
Yeah, can you see me dancing? This is something I'm working on with Mackenzie a lot. But I guess for you, Natalie, obviously your years into this business, you started just where we're sitting right now, and I have butterflies and I'm scared, and I'm trying to be faithful and because you're right, you're exactly right about the upline. I've been following you for a long time, and I don't even know you. I've been following Mackenzie for a long time. I've been following Kelsey for a long time, and I feel like I know you guys, and I watch you guys, and I'm just holy freaking crap. That is what I want. Just not even the success of it, but just the network of it and just how everyone I just think we live in a world that beats people down, and to see you guys like empowering people, that's what I want. Like, that's what I want to feel. And I watch you guys do it. And so that's why, like, I want to be a part of it. And I definitely like want to keep this going, you know, for myself and for my own team, and, you know, making this a thing for a life. And I just like, how do you get past the fear? I know, like, I texted Mackenzie today. I was like, I'm really anxious. I'm really worried because I just started classes yesterday. So I'm in nursing school too, like, which can also be super beneficial, helping people along the way too. It's something I really love. But how do you balance everything? Like, how do I make my checklist every day to make sure, like you're saying, like, I'm going to bed at night being like, yes, like, I maximize my day, you know, but also being lenient on yourself and not like beating myself up because I didn't get things done in my day. So I guess that's kind of my question for you.
So the thing that I said, like, within this topic tonight was reflecting on your day.
Yeah.
But another thing that I think is incredibly important is to reflect on the things that you did achieve. Because I think a lot of times in this business, we can just be like, oh, I did that. Okay, cool, on to the next thing. And we so often focus on the next thing that we don't celebrate what we already achieved, and we never feel like we're winning.
Mm-hmm.
So for a moment, for your confidence and for everybody, like, you just freaking locked in Emerald and Success Club, and you should be so proud of yourself. And that should really show you that, like, you were capable, because you were in this business before,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't do that. So I think the reflection part for you is like, what changed?
Yeah.
What's empowering you from the first time to the second time? Reflect on that. Be so damn proud of yourself for what you did. And yeah, your life just got a whole lot more hectic with classes starting and nursing school and, you know, all of those big things. But why do you need this? And why is this a priority in your life? And ask yourself those things, and keep finding those things that are going to empower you, that no matter what, I'm just going to show up. Like I said in the beginning of the call, the checklist, the to-do list, those are all really important. But what I encourage you to do, just for sanity, is every night, if you can, I don't know your schedule, before you go to bed, think about what you would love to accomplish in your business the next day. And I want you to think of this really specifically, because good leaders ask great questions, not just to other people, but they ask great questions of themselves. And I want you to start asking yourself some really great questions. Who do I want to be tomorrow? How do I want to impact? What type of example do I want to lead? And let that reflect in all of the choices that you make throughout your day. And I think that'll naturally roll into your business beautifully, because your business is a direct reflection of your life. You can talk about nursing school and your new coach and everything that is just a reality to you. Those are your posts.
Yep.
And this starts to flow more naturally when you realize that it's just, you're just bringing your life into this and sharing it to inspire.
Yeah.
So I hope that was helpful.
No, it is. It's definitely just something that, like, I want to be a part of. And I think too much about it when, you know, when I just talk genuinely, and I like talking to people. I love sharing my story, but like when I go to write it down and actually put it out there, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit scary, but like, I think the difference that I feel in myself from starting last year is like, I'm not afraid of what people think anymore. And I just decided this year that I'm like done with that. You know, I'm ready to change my life personally and be like you guys are and feel how you guys feel, because it's obviously possible. So
it's so possible. And if I was you, like, get off this call and go make a post about how you just talked on a call, and, you know, your difference between the first time and this time, and the confidence you feel in the community, because all of that is just, it's to hear it. Even 4 years in, it just inspires the hell out of me. So I know it'll inspire the hell out of people, because what you're is not easy. And again, it's the reflective mode of, I just did this. I'm going to take pride in this. I'm so proud of this. And I'm going to make sure that I help my people do what I'm doing, because it's a good thing. And remind yourself daily that it's a good thing.
okay. Thank you.
For sure. Guys, I got to hop off here. I have another call in 1 minute. But thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.